Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the top 10 Isekai fantasy anime with overpowered main characters. These anime feature heroes who are not just transported to a new world but become downright unstoppable. If you love watching power fantasies unfold, then this list is for you. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome content. 10. No longer allowed in another world. Just as the famous writer Sensei is about to accomplish his life ambition and commit double suicide with his lover Sakshon, he is hit by a truck and transported to another world. Deemed an adventurer by the local priestess Annette, Sensei is given the daunting mission of slaying the Demon King. Refusing to play into his new role, Sensei decides his efforts are better served looking for Sakshon in the hope that she is somewhere in this new world. Early on in his journey, Sensei crosses paths with the martial artist Tama and unexpectedly saves her from mortal peril. Grateful for his actions, Tama decides to escort him. The pair are soon joined by Annette who, seduced by the writer's strong personality, has sworn to protect Sensei's life. As the unlikely trio wander the dangerous, monster-infested lands, they soon realize that human beings might be the true threats to the peace of the world, and Sensei might be the only one with the power to stop them. 9. Cautious hero. The hero is overpowered. There is a popular saying, "You can never be too careful." It is very important to prepare for every situation you may face, even if it seems like an unnecessary waste of time. Also, in games like RPGs, it is good to exceed the level of your enemies to achieve total victory. These words describe Seiya Ryagwin a little too perfectly. After being summoned by the goddess Ristart to save the world of Gaybrand from destruction, the hero prepares himself for his noble journey. While this might be normal, he spends a very long time training himself, despite having overpowered stats. He fights weak enemies using his strongest skills and buys excessive amounts of supplies and potions, all to stay safe. While his attitude may be a bit annoying, it might just be the saving grace of Gaybrand, especially considering that it is a world where the forces of evil dominate each and every expectation. The faraway paladin. Born into a new world after a life of stagnancy, Will awakens to the faces of a skeleton, a ghost, and a mummy. Living in the ruins of a city long fallen, the three raise Will as their own. The skeleton, Blood, teaches him to fight. The ghost, Gus, teaches him magic, and the mummy, Mary, teaches him religion and responsibility. Most importantly, they all teach him love. As Will grows up and learns about the world he was born into, he prepares for the day when he must finally set out on his own. For Will, this journey includes a lifelong promise. At their coming of age, every adult is required to swear an oath to the god of their choice, with the strength of the pledge affecting the degree of their sworn god's blessing. With his departure approaching, Will must prepare to accept the truth of his undead guardians and embark into a world that even they don't know the state of. Will discovers, however, that every oath must be fulfilled, one way or another. 7. Campfire. Cooking in another world. Salaryman Tsuyoshi Makuta is accidentally summoned as a hero to the kingdom of Raijseeger in another world to help defend against their enemies. Wary of the royal family's true intentions, Makuta is able to talk his way out of the situation due to his non-combat skill, Online Supermarket, which is deemed useless. However, this power proves to be anything but useless. With this ability, Makuta is able to cheaply purchase food products and utensils from Japan, most of which are considered luxuries in this world. As Makuta cooks up a storm using his ability, he catches the eye of the fearsome mythical wolf Fel. The legendary beast swiftly negotiates a contract to become Makuta's familiar, unable to resist the delicious dishes. With Fel by his side, Makuta travels the world, earning his keep as an adventurer and merchant all the while enjoying delectable meals. 6. The magical revolution of the reincarnated as princess. Princess Anisfia Anise when Policia has always dreamed of flying through the sky, even though the people of her kingdom consider it a silly ambition. Also at odds with her goal is the fact that Anise is incapable of using magic despite her noble status. Refusing to give up so easily, she renounces her right to the throne, and focuses on developing magicology by combining various resources with knowledge from her previous life on Earth. Due to Anise's nature, responsibility for the kingdom's future is passed on to her younger brother, Algerd. Pushed into a political marriage with Euphilia Magenta, a girl he hardly knows, Algerd rebels by spending more time with a commoner girl than his fiancée. After Euphilia tries to intervene, Algerd publicly calls off their marriage and denounces his ex-fiancée as a bully. After crashing into the banquet where Algerd makes the announcement, Anise rescues Euphilia on the flying broom she is testing. She decides to make Euphilia her assistant, which the other girl reluctantly agrees to. Although their partnership appears random at first, Anise has an ulterior motive for wanting Euphilia's company. 5. Recreator. Humans have designed countless worlds, each one born from the unique imagination of its creator. Suda Mizushino is a high school student who aspires to be such a creator by writing and illustrating his own light novel. One day, while watching anime for inspiration, he is briefly transported into a fierce fight scene. When he returns to the real world, he realizes something is amiss. The anime's headstrong heroine, Silesia Eupatilia, has somehow returned with him. Before long, other fictional characters appear in the world, carrying the hopes and scars of their home. A princely knight, a magical girl, a ruthless brawler, and many others now crowd the streets of Japan. However, the most mysterious one is a woman in full military regalia, dubbed Gunpaku no Himejimai, who knows far more than she should about the creator's world. Despite this, no one knows her true name or the world she is from. Meanwhile, Suda and Silesia work together with Meteora Österreich, a calm and composed librarian NPC, to uncover the meaning behind these unnatural events. With powerful forces at play, the once clear line between reality and imagination continues to blur, leading to a fateful meeting between creators and those they created. For Shangri-La Frontier, high school student Rikuru Hizutome has a peculiar hobby of playing poorly made games, ones that are unbalanced or are filled with so many bugs that make them borderline unplayable. The few who share his hobby might recognize him by his in-game name, Sunraku. For his next game, Rikuru is recommended Shangri-La Frontier, a popular and well-received virtual reality game as a breather from the terrible games he has been playing recently. Once he boots up the game, Rikuru decides to sell off most of his starting gear to gain extra money, leaving himself with only a pair of boxers, a bird mask, and some weapons. He is instantly hooked as he meticulously levels up his avatar. However, after encountering some intimidating monsters, he realizes that he may have underestimated the challenge that a mainstream game can offer. As Rikuru progresses, he must draw on all the skills he has perfected from his previous gaming experience. Before long, Sunraku's eccentric playstyle takes Shangri-La Frontier by storm. 3. In the land of the Leedale, the previously bedridden Kaina Kagami finds herself in the world of her favorite Vermorpk, titled Leedale, after the life support keeping her alive fails. Reincarnated in the body of her high-level character, Kaina, she notices that the world of Leedale is different from what she remembers playing. As she comes to learn, 200 years have passed since she last interacted with the world. However, this does not sadden Kaina, as it means that a new journey awaits her, filled with exciting prospects and unfamiliar faces all waiting to be discovered. 2. I'm quitting heroing. Leo is a hero who once saved the world from a demon army's invasion. However, he was feared and ostracized by people afterward, and ended up with no job. Feeling that his skills would be better appreciated elsewhere, he joins the demon lord's army that he once fought. Now in a new work environment, Leo strives to use his skills and revive the demon army that is on the brink of collapse. 1. The Eminence in Shadow. For as long as he can remember, Minoru Kaginu has been fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which has led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. This wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night. Yet when Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to a sudden end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome his human limitations. But instead of dying, Minoru reawakens as Sid, the second child of the noble Kaginu family, in another world, one where magic is commonplace. With the power he so desired finally within his grasp, he dons the moniker Shadow and establishes Shadow Garden, a group whose sole purpose is to combat the enigmatic cult of Diablos, an organization born from Sid's imagination. However, as Shadow Garden grows in both membership and influence, it becomes increasingly apparent that the cult of Diablos is not as fictional as Sid had intended. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 Isekai fantasy anime with OPMCs. Did your favorite make the list? Or is there another series you think deserves to be here? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a new video. Until next time, happy watching!